is how you go from co-defendant to a fucking witness. Yeah, yes, everybody. So that down. Big tune. Saying on my brother like in there, I'm here big fighting fucking fucking bitches. This shit ridiculous. Right, ready? So what's on my phone? I know. Yes, everybody. Oh, is that the finger? Oh no, it's the it's the fucking. Oh, the camera's never right. Why do I never check it before I get on? So much has happened since the last live chat. Can you believe I did that last live chat? Let me go on my little thing. Can you believe the last live chat I fucking did? I was like, I'll be on every week. I'll do this every week. Not a problem. Every single week. And fucking, it took ages to come back. Yes, Thomas. And took fucking ages for me to come back. Oh, do you know what I need to do before I start this? Because I didn't do it last time. And it fucks it up at the end. Bring it up on that. How do I do it on this? One sec. Sorry, anyone who's watching. Is that? Oh, I didn't think about the thing. Oh, this is terrible. Do you know what? The 8 o'clock start was. You should have left it at 8:30. How do I get this? So it's hang on. There you go. One sec, everyone. I can't see nothing. Click on that, don't you? Boom. Yes. I know I've done it. And then hang on. Oh shit! It's too late to do the. Oh no, done. Perfect. Right, let me come back on the thing. Go back. Hang on, I'm doing this. I'm on a different screen here. You might be able to see it from my glasses. Yes, yes, everyone, I'm back. Yes, Danny, yes, Paddy. Flapped all them. No, that's not been like that. Whoa, that's bright. So I've not flapped them all. Things have happened on different times, but last week flapped it. Flapped it. Do you know what it was? Because the last one, was it 20? Yeah, the last one we did. Yes, Danny, gonna need to. Oh, bro, I'll tell it. I'll get into it all. The cool play tree story is the funniest story of all time. I think that's my highlight of Glasto, that the tree story. Funny as fuck. The picture of the tree with a bark. But I took a picture and he thought, yeah, man, I know exactly where you are. Oh, bro, the best. Glastonbury, the best place on earth. Yeah, fuck Paddy. We don't need to go into all the negative shit, Paddy, you little fucking knobhead. But last week, yeah, I flapped it. But fucking the tree story. What a place Glastonbury is. Can you believe I've not done one of these since Glastonbury? I did it fucking weeks ago. When I was at Glastonbury, I couldn't wait to do one of these the week after I got back from Glasto. Buzzing. And then that one, what happened with that one? Oh, Paddy, that's what we're on about. That's what I was talking about, like the last one. Where nah, that weren't the one after Glasto, was it? That's terrible. That's a lie. Oh, I can't remember, yeah. But I was convinced when I did the last one, every week I'll do them, I'll be every week. But I don't know. It's been busy. My life's just mad since I moved back here. I was thinking when I was up there, I had nothing fucking better to do. But now I've got stuff to do, better things to do. But Glasto, man, what a place. I've never been to anywhere like that in my life. I thought, for years, I've slagged Glastonbury off. Do you know what's another thing like that, though? Like, stick onto Glastonbury, but Drake is another thing. I like Drake. I'm a Drake fan. Can't believe it. I've slagged him off all my life, hated him all my life, until he had that beef with Kendrick. I hated him. Literally, slag him off. I've never listened to any, probably more than his big songs that come out. I've never listened to any songs in his finger. Yes, Josh. It is actually happening. What do you mean it's actually happening? Of course it's happening. People have no faith in me. Paddy's the worst, man. That's why Paddy's going. Do you know real life karma? That's what Paddy's going through now. He's having trouble with his mouth and he's not able to smoke weed. Been saying, yeah, I know. Think how many things I've said on these live chats, so it's never happened. None of it's ever happened. And when I tell people things are going to happen, do you reckon they're just thinking, oh, mate, shut up. I do love doing them, though. I think they're sick and I enjoy them. It's just, I don't know, I've just been thinking. Do you know another thing as well? God's honest truth. You'll think I'm talking garbage, but honestly, God's honest truth. The Euros was on, and I didn't realise. So obviously, because I never watched any of the Euros, we'll get back to Glastonbury. But because I never watched any of the Euros, I just assumed that nobody was watching the Euros. But the Euros were massive. I fucking every time I'd speak to people, they'd be going out for matches. People would be going out on a Thursday to go and watch a Germany game. Like everyone was going out for the Euros, but I didn't think it was important. So every time, listen, Love Island, I was going up against it all the time. I weren't bothered, but the Euros, mate, I'd do one, decide to do one on like a Thursday or a Sunday, whichever day worked, and then I'd look at the game and it'd be like fucking Belgium are playing Spain, and I'm thinking, well, who's going to watch me talk on here, talk garbage on here, or maybe not even talk garbage on here, not turn up anyway for an hour over watching that game? Who do I think I am to go up against these games? But now the Euros is done. I checked today, there's fucking no football on. Oh no, I checked yesterday when I did it. Oh mate, I've even in a Glastonbury, but it's not mine, and I've not put that on purpose. I've managed to get this year. Can anyone believe? Well, probably people can believe this, but I ain't done this for like 4 or 5 years. You know, I've been this thing. I can't get the camera right. I've managed to. Oh, where's thingy gone from here? Klopp and that. Lad went out for the final at 2 p.m. 2 bottles of Prosecco. Yes, Prosecco got kicked out about half time. Mr. Hull. You must have been able to find somewhere else to add the game on. Why couldn't you find somewhere else to add the game on, you mad bastard? What do you mean? I watched it in fucking Alicante Airport, right? Stranded. We got delayed, but that wouldn't have mattered anyway. So it was like one of them where the game started at 9 over there, and our flight was at 20 to midnight. Yeah. So where'd you watch the game? I wouldn't mind watching it in Calpe because it would have been quiet and like a laugh. But then if it goes straight to like if it finishes, even if you let it finish at like just before 11, that's well too late to set off to that flight. So you even have to leave at half time or whatever. You're gonna miss loads. And then I thought, well, should we watch it in Benidorm? Because Benidorm's only like half an hour away from the airport. But then too busy with a kid and that. So I just thought, fuck it, go to the airport. Watched it at the airport. So I walked through duty. Listen to this. Laro's foot went home. I had to check the score and I woke up on Monday. You didn't know if you'd won or lost until the next day. Yes, Declan. We're good, mate. We're all good. This is actually on. It's on and it's going well. You didn't know if England won the Euros to the next day, mate. I promise you. Think about the live chat the week after this thing started, after England had played. No, just before England played their first game. I was consigned to the fact that they were going to win it, right? I thought they'll win it, and I blagged my head that Southgate would get the job for longer and it would be all right, yeah. Imagine this country if England won any competition, it'd be the worst country ever to live in, right? But I sort of come to terms with it because I thought they're going to have to win one eventually. And I accepted Southgate for fucking 8 more years is worth them winning it. It is. Do you know what's not on in there? I'm not even joking. Can I take the camera around without causing too much disruption? Look at this. How do I do this? If I just unplug it, will it matter? See, I use my phone now. Oh, it's working. You ready? Oh. I'm obsessed with it. I have to put this back on now. Oh, I'm going to put this on. Put this up. I've watched the game, I've watched the full game start to finish, maybe 5 times, and I've watched all the highlights maybe 100 times. I've watched all, like the goals 1,000 times. I just watch it all the time, and I couldn't believe it. So I said, yeah, England might win it, but I'd sort of just blagged myself to say that to I don't know, just because I thought it was going to happen and I thought it was going to be shit, and then they start playing, and I'm thinking these are not winning nothing. The first game they played, I watched the first game. I only watched. Sort his camera out. I only watched, I think, 3 full games. The final, after final, in like running over to the TV and that. Well, I mean, no more. I didn't watch 3 games. I think I still haven't seen the winning goal. The winning goal, it's a good goal, you know. Kyle Walker, mate. What's he doing for the winning goal? Kyle Walker gets away with murder, you know, for how bad he is. Trent would be better in Kyle Walker's position. Oh no, he plays centre half, doesn't he? Funny. What do I say though about 5? That's why we shouldn't have gone for this slot guy, mate. This slot's going to ruin Liverpool. No, and still people are being hopeful. I think they always get stuff in it. When Palmer scored, I thought they were going to shit out it. Spain was so much better. So I watched the first half and then fucked off because nothing was happening. And then fucking about 2 seconds after the second half starts, I'm on this little play area with JJ, and a little cheer goes up. So I ran back over to this bar, that fucking Budweiser bar. That was the only place showing it in the airport. I didn't even finish the duty-free story. Get this right. So anyway, I end up going through security at 9 o'clock. Get this. I want everyone to get onto this, yeah? 3rd time in a row, I've gone through, in a row, by the way, not 3 times in a year or 3 times in a row, yeah. I've gone through, because my granddad lives in Calpe, so I go regularly. I've gone through Alicante Airport. This is all this, actually, all 3 of these are this year. All 3 of them are this year, yeah? And I've been randomly selected to be searched. 3 times in a row. And two of them were at the family part, and one was at a completely different one when I was flying back on my own. So it's not even like I'm going through the same bit. 3 times in a row, randomly searched in Spain. Can you believe it? I can fucking believe it. Let me tell you. Do you know how much a fucking inconvenience is when they randomly search you? It's in that airport, mate. It takes the fucking piss. You've got to. Yeah, I've had it exactly, mate. 100% racism, of course, mate. It's a 1,000,000% because I'm black. That 100%. I've not been racially abused me in years, or racially profiled at least. And I get it at Alicante Airport. At what point do I have to start saying it's a problem? Same as City's 3rd goal against us in the League Cup final. We used to watch it because I missed. Oh yeah, I'm probably the same as that, Josh. You know, I bet there's goals where we've lost a game and I've not seen that goal because I've got off. I can think off the top of my head. Why would you need to watch Spain's goal though? Does it take long for search? Search what? Oh, mate, ages. Is it long or you just pick? This time took ages because I had fucking my case, a trunking, a pram, a fucking another bag. Obviously, my backpack. I had fucking all sorts of stuff. Was expecting another late notice. No, it wasn't. What you on about, Jamie, mate? Why would it be another late notice live chat pull out when I said it was on? And if you read the description, I said, "Oh my momma, oh my momma." So it was obviously going to be on. I promise you, I'm on. I pulled out last week, mate, because I was going to be so late. I would have ordered, and I said I would give everyone I was a fiver if I was late, mate. I was about 20 minutes late. Still not seen Chelsea's against us. So Chelsea's? Oh, you've not seen Chelsea's goal against us? I said I was there. Obviously you was there, but I mean, like I stayed and seen the goal, and I remember as he was running through and it was perilous, he was scoring. I just kept thinking, don't square it. But I feel like no one else in the ground. There must have been other people, but because it broke my heart so much, maybe people my age whose hearts were broken. I seen Torres running up, and I wasn't instantly thinking like, see that I was thinking. I can see. I was watching Torres that much. I can't even think of who even ran through for that goal. And I'm thinking, don't square it. I'd rather him just go round Mignolet or slotted in, and he squared it. Heartbreaking. Torres of all people with a fucking Chelsea side that we like. This just gets fully unnoticed about much of a bottle job. Like, go and watch that game again. I know you said you've never seen the goal. Go and watch that game again, and look at Chelsea's side. Look at the team Chelsea put out, mate. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Oh no, William scored. No, William squared it to Torres. Oh no, I'm thinking of the thingy one. I'm not thinking of that. I'm thinking of the do you know what I mean? The fucking stupid one, Gary Neville one against Barcelona. No, I know the word. Yeah, that one. The championship match out of it. God. Yes, MMA. We need to get that off the screen now about fucking him getting kicked out. It's just embarrassing him, isn't it? Hide. But yeah, so anyway, so there's a little, when we're in Alicante Airport, let's get back to this for a bit. There was a tiny cheer, or duty free is even better. Get this walk through duty free. No, get on the thing here. Who's asked about duty free? No one gives a fuck about duty free. So there's a little cheer, not really like a massive cheer, but actually a little one. And I couldn't really work out who that'd be. I'm in the Spanish airport, but I should have really known it was Spain. So I ran over anyway in Spain and scored. So I'm like, yes. And then I turn around, and there was these two police officers stood there with their hands like that, and one of them looked at me like a bit confused, and I was last with oh no, can you believe that? How did we get like first time I've ever been there? The entrance to Glastonbury is the maddest story ever. Like, is anyone asked about the Euros, or should we go straight to Glastonbury? Let me finish this the Euros watching thing, and we'll go to Glastonbury because I've got so many sick stories about Glastonbury, mate. The way we got into get this, I'll set this up for like a little precursor for it. Yeah, me and my mate got in the queue for Glastonbury. Yeah, at 7:28 in the morning, 7 a.m. 28 minutes past 7 in the morning. Yeah, got in the queue. My other mate had rang me at 7:15 saying, "Where are you?" I was thinking, have I told this before? But obviously I've not been on here. Where are you? And I said, "Oh, I'm still in the camper van on the way to the queue." And he's like, "What? You're not in the queue yet? They've been in the queue since 6, yeah? You got in at 12:30. He's like, "What do you mean? You're not in the queue yet? Like, you know how long you far back you're going to be? There's about 10,000 people in this queue." So anyway, we got out of the bit where the camper bit was, where the camper vans drop you off. Got in the queue because of the way we just got told to walk. I'm not really. We did kind of blag it as well, but because you should have gone right. We got in the queue at 28 minutes past 7. We was in Glastonbury by 11 minutes past 8. 11 minutes past 8. Yes, Seb. Seb, mate. Me and Seb are going to be for in October. And he's a fucking idiot, mate. He pushed it around for it for ages. You know what? We're fucking still going in September, Seb. Are the IT tax are back now? Let me message me, mate, so you gotta get that sorted. Hang on. When you get a chance. What do you think of the times for next week's UFC? Listen, anyway, yeah, I was queuing to get in Glastonbury for half an hour. And so by 8:30, my tent was up, completely up, and me and Ben was walking around, going getting fucking airbeds. And I got that picture took. But yeah, so anyway, so I run back to the play area and playing with JJ. And then I just went back over with JJ just to have a look. And month in a beefer. And it was obviously still 1-0. And then when I turned around, these fucking police officers approached me and they were like, "Are you not from England?" I don't know. They would have assumed I was from England. So I never actually spoke when I went up when Scotland scored. When Spain scored, I did that, do a little cheer in that, but I never didn't speak to anyone. And I said, nah. I said, yeah. And he was like, but you don't spoke England. Only one of them spoke. The other one didn't. Mustn't have spoke English. And I was like, nah. And he was like, why? I said, oh, I spoke Scotland. And then he said to his mate said something about Scotland, the one who in Spanish, but you can hear Scotland. And then he said to the other guy. I don't know what he said, but I heard it because obviously I don't speak Spanish. But he said England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and then he said close. I know he said close because he did this with his hands. And then the guy laughed. So I said, I was like, what you said? And he said that England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales are all close to each other, very close to each other, but they don't like each other. So then he was my mate. But then I fucking at the end of him, can you believe at the end of him, I spotted a fucking police officer. After I did it, I thought, oh my god, what have I just done? Imagine someone saw that. Imagine there was a still of that, and it was just that's all you seen was the picture of me and a fucking Spanish police officer doing that to each other, mate. Fucking I'm a grass. People had rumours are going around. I'm informant, but it was just the vibe, mate. When Spain scored their second goal, because there weren't many Spanish people there. When England scored, I weren't watching it for the England goal. I knew England had scored because the boozer that was showing it at the end of the fucking airport, they obviously have the best stream, so that went off. But then when I'd done a little lap with JJ in the buggy trying to get him to sleep, which he never did, was it that? I'd done a lap at the airport. Yeah, I think I wasn't even trying to get him to sleep at that time, just probably just doing a lap with him. You'd see people all gathered round, you know what I mean? Sat on the phones. You are fuck off, said mate. Sat on the phones watching the game, like loads of people sat around in like Subway and Burger King and that. So then after that goes off, little pockets of the fucking airport all start going off. You start going like, and I'm like, wow. So I ran over to the TV again. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. And there was one Spanish person stood on the outside of the thing where you could like watch the game. And I turned to him and I was like, oh, and he's like shaking it as well. And then I ran back off, but then came after, went and got JJ and came back and stayed and watched the thingy. And then when the second went off for Spain, it never really went off that. The airport weren't that loud. But because it was just a few people in the pub, and maybe like, all the people who were English were definitely pissed on the Spanish shitbags, aren't they? Saw there. But then when the whistle went off, it went off in the airport. You just heard cheers everywhere. Because obviously, I'm guessing staff that weren't allowed to watch it, like word would have got to them, someone would have texted or something. It just went off all over the airport. It was sick. The airport were like a funnier atmosphere, a proper funny. Because there were so many people that must have thought, "Mum, we'll wear our England kits to the airport." Just England kit, people in England devastated all over the airport. We ended up getting delayed nearly 2 hours. Yeah, we didn't set up. So we were supposed to set up at 20 till midnight, and we set off at 1:20. So not even an hour and 40 minutes, but it's late. You don't need to get delayed at that time. It's late with a kid, and it wasn't that bad because England had lost. It was fucking terrible. But have you seen? Let me show you a thing here. The Glastonbury fucking picture. Oh, it's fucking sick. Will it be hard to find on the thing now? Listen, I was there, and I was thinking I wouldn't get any signal yet. And then all of a sudden, my phone just starts going fucking crazy. Because we were sorting all our tent and that, I just left it. The tune's wrong, but I could see it, and then I fucking looked, and it was that. It weren't. My phone didn't go as crazy as the fucking Lewis Tomlinson thing, though. What the fuck was all that about? Can you believe that? How funny! Literally, I feel like, well, obviously it can't only happen to me because it happened to me to about 200 people that were camping around me. But for me to just nonchalantly throw it on my fucking story, a picture of the TV saying, "Oh, some kid's just whipped this fucking TV out of his tent," and then fucking everyone's going, "Nah, you know, it's not just some kid." We were still watching the fucking TV, thinking, like, who the fuck's bringing a fucking TV to fucking Glastonbury? Slagging them off, me and Sean. And everyone's thinking it's sick. Who's bringing a TV to Glastonbury? Obviously. Do you reckon his PR... Am I cynical enough to think his PR team set that up? It was all over the news. How do I find pictures from that? Well, I've gone all the way to April. Do you know what's sad? And I was just saying this at the start of this. Even at Christmas, I weren't fat yet. I managed to keep the weight off all that time. Even around Christmas, I weren't fat. There's pictures. I'll use pictures from Christmas because I'm not fat on them. And here it is. And I weren't fat. Definitely weren't fat when I went to Dublin in February. Weren't fat on my birthday. And I've managed to. I'm massive, by the way. That's why I'm in hoodies and shit. I'm huge. I've managed to get fat as summer started. I was fat in Glasto, massive on holiday last week. What am I going to do? I am starting my diet tomorrow, I promise you, but how am I going to be dieting through the summer? That's always my worst nightmare, is dieting through the summer, because you don't enjoy the summer as much because you're dieting. Hopefully, I'll just fast and shit. But look at that. On the fucking thing. Me and Ben. How fat I am. See? Imagine that had been took in April. I wouldn't like that, I'd assume. I wouldn't be looking like that, would I? On a fucking Glastonbury picture. It's sad. I'll never use that picture. Jamie, you're cynical like me. Do we think it's a PR stunt? Because I was watching that thinking, they put it in a... But surely he's not... Where we camped was the only place where that would have worked. 100%, that's the only place where that would have worked, is where we camped. Because none of the other campsites had like a completely like closed off area where in the corner bit where I was, where you could sit and watch a TV and it take a decent picture and that from all the campsites outside. See, and they were all like, they all backed onto like fucking onto like people where people walk and shit, but ours didn't. I said as well, and anyone who was there will back me up. I said all through from Wednesday, from the first day, because it happened on Wednesday. I said on Wednesday, and so I was telling people all the thing. And you're the only person who said, yeah, you see, Madge, who just like didn't disagree with it at all. And I always say his name then round the bend. But I was going to say just I got half cringe saying that, but and he said, oh yeah, you see stuff like that all the time. Everyone else would be like, oh yeah, why would he be there? Like, oh, you definitely didn't see it. I was saying I seen Lewis Tomlinson by the long drops near my tent off his head on his own, dead late on Wednesday. And most people didn't believe me, but I was sure I did. And they were saying like he won't go to the long drops. Them long drops are bad, by the way. So the first day, I pride myself on not being arsed by anything like that. I can have a shit anywhere. I can sleep anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I'm not arsed one bit. And like tents and that don't bother me. I'll camp in a tent. I would never not camp in a tent if we went to a festival. When I got Z, like said it 100 times, when I got Z gets me, you camp out for 8 nights. The last time we camped out for 9 nights. And the last and hardest time, 9 nights camping out on a fucking hot island. I can camp and do anything. I can fucking shit anywhere. But them long drops tested me, you know. First day, I'm thinking, we're getting them. They're all saying they don't want to sit on them. And I'm thinking, what's the problem with these? These are just like any bad, like any not that great festival toilet. Do you know what I mean? They're not that bad. Mate, by Friday, I thought I was going to die every time wetting them. You'd have to go in them like this and just have a piss like that. And then the worst bit was, for some reason, I don't know whose idea that is on them. They're probably about 5'9" or 5'10". The long drops, yeah. I'm saying this like people have not been, but people obviously been, but they're like 5'9" maybe. So if you're tall, or I don't think 6 foot tall, but a normal size like me, yeah, while you're having a piss, you can't look down because you'll fucking die. You will literally... How bad are they? How bad are they, Rob? You can't look down while you're having a piss because the fumes would burn your nose, it would make you sick, you'd vomit, right? So you have to look up, and you just look left and right, and obviously not them all because there's birds and some of them who are not tall enough, but you're just seeing other lads just having a piss and you're just like sort of like nod at them and they'll nod back. It's the weirdest thing ever. They're so weird, them long drops. Horrible, horrendous things. But Glasto's the sickest place. For years I've slagged it off just because I still feel like, obviously, I know why it is like that because it's sick, but anything, it shouldn't be that hard to get tickets for anything. Do you know what I mean? And if it is, I just won't probably be interested. But I will every year. I'm never getting spun in or nothing like that. And I'm not buying, like some of my mates pay like $1,000 for tickets and stuff, do you know, and like, because they just look similar. I'll never, ever, ever do that. But I will try for a ticket every year. And if I get a ticket, I'm going. It is the fucking most mental sick gap ever. And I feel like I didn't even see 20% of it. I reckon I'd need to go another 5 times. Not 5. Maybe another 3-4 times to like get it. But one thing I will say, yeah, which is, and I spoke to, I think it was Sean about this and definitely Holly about this. They were saying, the first time England have just scored on my rerun. Yeah, Cole Palmer. They were saying the first time they ever went to Glasto, they were a bit overwhelmed by the bigots and that. But honestly, if you go to Zegets is the only festival I've ever been to. And now that I've been to Glasto, he's the only festival I've ever been to which is like Glasto. Like in terms of everywhere you go, every festival I've been to, and I've been to some sick ones where I'm not knocking it for this, like Outlook in Croatia, even though we didn't realise we was booking a fucking drum and bass and bassline festival. It ended up being sick because there was enough little random stages, but that was like a campsite, and the arenas didn't open till like 6 p.m. and you was on a campsite. Yes, Supreme, you're very late, mate. See, I found a thing at night, that fucking lizard stage. No one knew who it were. We found it by accident. My mate said, every time I nearly fucking say his name, my mate said, why can't I just say his fucking name? It's for who's asked. Anyway, I'm going to start saying it and then no one even know it's him and I'll just never mention him again from the next one. Dimensions the same. Yeah, Dimensions the same one. Bro, we thought we were booking Dimensions. Yes, Rob will know this. Rob, listen, get this. This is probably Rob's only person who's going to. I may as well be doing a FaceTime with Rob. But get this, Rob. We thought we were booking Dimensions. That's what we thought we were booking because we seen a thing for Outlook and Dimensions, and it showed the Dimensions songs, but with the Outlook thing. But then we didn't realise it was 2 festivals, so we booked Outlook Then the lineup comes out, and I'm looking at this lineup thinking, Andy fucking C's headlining. What the fuck is this? This ain't what we was thinking. Turned out, Outlook's the fucking drum and bass, like thingy version, and then Dimensions is house and tech in it. We didn't know, went to the wrong one, but still probably one of the best weeks of my life. So I would never knock it, but that's a campsite. You stay on the campsite, and then it gets to like 6 o'clock, and the arena's open, and you go and watch people. But Z gets ain't like that either. Z gets you go onto this island and you camp, and there's obviously campsites. We can't camp same as Glasto. There's campsites, but they're near. You can just walk out your tent and go to a stage if you camp in the right place, and that's what Z gets is like. On an island. So it weren't that overwhelming because of Z-Gets. But do you know what? I'm half hoping I don't get a fucking Glasto ticket next year, and I'm definitely going back to Z-Gets. Because the guy said 3 years. When I went last time, and it was fucking dog shit, and it were dog shit. And it was hard to even remember how good it had been because it was that dog shit. What was his name then? Oh, fuck's sake, he's going on about Glasto. I'm going on about Glasto. I don't think I've stopped speaking about Glasto. I love Glasto. Glasto's the best place in the world. Me and Louis would travel to Glasto, was together Monday, Tuesday, and seen each other for 10 minutes the whole time of it. Walked to some guy. Neither did. I knew you were getting off from that, Louis. There's no way you was ever staying and watching that Barry Cart swim. Tried to get into that Barry Cart swim. I obviously thought it was going to be I obviously thought no, mate, because it's just hard to get tickets, and I ain't paying fucking. I can't pay fucking 500 quid. No, 500 quid. I'd probably pay 500 quid. I would pay 500 quid for a ticket if that makes sense. But who's selling a ticket for 500 quid? No one. I would pay, but I wouldn't pay. But getting spun in, mate, and going around there with no wristband. Did you see Justice on the Sunday night? Mate, I didn't see anybody. No, that's a lie. I did see a few people. That's one thing I like. The lineup for Glasto was terrible. It wasn't terrible because I liked a few of them, but obviously it was quite bad and thin, and the headliners were terrible. But then I tried to I probably didn't watch 10 people. Like, say I had 20 people I wanted to watch. I didn't watch like most of them. I didn't see loads of people I didn't want to watch. I wanted to watch. I thought there was a bit. What, Barry Cart Swim? Oh, Justice. Yeah, Barry Cart Swim, mate. We all went. I didn't think it was going to be that busy. I didn't think it was that big. Has everyone jumped on it so far already? We went to go and watch it, mate, and couldn't get in. So when we walked up, I knew straight away Louis ain't going to fucking wait in here to watch him. And fucking, he fucked off in one direction. I was like, yeah, anyway, I ain't fucking waiting to get in here either, and walked off at went to a different thing. We went watching a reggae band instead. It was well better. That was because of that. I ended up bumping into Jacko and staying with Jacko for hours. It's because Fred was that good last year. Yeah. Thing he said to me, Anthony Thomas, who was mooching around with us, said, "Oh, Fred again did a secret set. He was wounded. He was like, Fred again did a secret set yesterday. I can't believe I missed it and all this. Loves him." And then I fucking seen the secret set. How bad was that fucking secret set, man? Could you be asked being lying down while he's doing all little weird thingy symbols and shit? Fuck all that, man. That'd be the worst. Then he's blown up with that album. Who else? Oh, he's playing Kitchen Street to 100 people in November. November that year? Shut up, no way. See the kip of it. The kip of what? Oh, well, I'm losing everything here. There was really anyone else there wasn't really anyone else big on when he was on it. Yeah, no, but it was first day as well. Wasn't it the first day of having like actual things on? Yeah, and I get because I think Barry Cart Swim is the first person I looked at the lineup and wanted to watch. But Friday was the first day I realised you could make a list and it sends you a notification when they're on and where they are. Because I just forget about people. Do you know if I hadn't forgot about Thingy, what's he called? Michael Kiwanuka. If I hadn't forgot about him being on, because Saturday was just a fucking mad day, I would never have seen Cassie's Dead. Was you in Costco yesterday? I was in Costco yesterday, yes. Getting a fucking... No, not yesterday, Friday. Friday I was in Costco getting a hot dog. That's it. Do you know I went to get petrol? Because I thought, fuck it, I'm going through Liverpool, I'm 2 minutes away, fill it up in there. It's not... I forget every time. Them queues for petrol in Costco are not worth the money you save. Driving there, if you just drive to Costco, obviously not for me, but when I'm around, just driving to Costco, the little bit of petrol to go out of your way is worth filling up at Costco. But the queue at Costco is not worth it. So I ended up just thinking, I ain't waiting in that queue. Just got a hot dog and got off. Yeah, I was in there getting a hot dog and a drink. Do you know what? I was going to get a sliced pepperoni, but if do you know when it's that busy and it takes that long for hot dogs? If you just order a hot dog, then the guy does them on his own, doesn't he? There's a guy just doing hot dogs because it's a fucking get them all out, the hot dog thing. But even if you order one extra thing that's dead easy, even a slice of pizza, you go in the main queue. Oh, is that one always rammed? I never go to that one. That's the first time. Well, I've been in there with Louis before. Louis took me in, but I've never been in there other than that. Just that one time with Louis. I always go in the Chester one, the Chester Costco. If I've gone to the gym or something, I'll go to the Chester Costco afterwards. That's busy, but not as busy as that was. That was fucking horrible, mate. I waited about 15 minutes for a hot dog and a drink, and the fucking drinks machine had no ice. And the drink, because it was how roasting was it? I had to fucking get this. Obviously, I'd gone doing something out with the Airbnb, so I took my dog, and then realised I wanted to do this. But it was that packed. I didn't know what, like, it was impossible to not park the car in the sun. It was fucking roasting. I was thinking, what can I do here? Like, it's even tight to leave the dog in the car, but I have to leave him in the car. So I ended up fucking, but then, you like dogs in Costco? I'm sure I've seen dogs in Costco. But anyway, so I ended up leaving fucking 3 windows fully down. I was thinking, this is fucking terrible, this. All of this shit in the car. And, so the drink was warm. That's what I was trying to get to. The drink was warm, literally physically warm. Did you get a drink? Did you get a drink, mate? Like, it weren't like, do you know, like when you buy pop out the fucking supermarket and it's been on the side, so it's not warm, but it's like a little bit, but it's warm, isn't it? A little bit warm. It was warmer than that. It was lukewarm. Horrendous. But by chance, I had this, my little fucking thingy in the my little Glastonbury thing. I'm just Glastonbury everywhere in the car, and it had ice in it. So I had to tip my water out and put the ice into the drink. But it was still not cold enough to be a nice drink. Nothing better than 150 deals, though, is there? In the world. What was I saying then? What part of the story was on to then too? Glasto. Should we move off Glasto though? Sickest place ever though. I love it. I just didn't think how a festival in England, not with the people, because obviously it attracts a good crowd, but just like, I don't know, I just never thought it could be that good here. And then Lost Village was sick, and that made me think maybe Glasto can be. Come on, get onto the tree, right? I got to the tree, so do you know what makes me laugh more about the tree is? The last 5 minutes of Coldplay was like this magical moment, and I was just with my mate and his bird. Right. I was just with my mate and his bird. So it's just there was Andy's mum at one point, but she'd already got off, so it was just us three. I'm already third wheeling a little bit, but not really, to be honest. And then at the end, when it's like this big magical moment, and all fireworks are going off, because Dave come and got me. Come out of the crowd to come and find me. We had no way of getting our nice place back. We just had to watch it from the very far back. I'm talking, there were no one behind us. We were the last people watching Coldplay, and the thing next to us was just 4 bins. So as this little bit's going off, every so often someone would walk behind us and just throw something in the bin. And because we were that far back, really, you could hear everything. Oh, it was funny. I knew straight away. I needed this piss for about 15 minutes, yeah. And for ages in the thing, I'd not been asked about the set, because there was a good 45 minutes in the middle of Coldplay where it was boring. I just did not care, right? So I could have gone in it, and I just kept putting over this piss, and then I kept thinking, nah, I've not gone scatty. I was having them messages of probably don't read as funny as they should be. I was pissing my sides. Well, I'm sending them. I'm pissing my sides. That's why I said everyone's looking at me, because I was stood by this tree typing into my phone. I had the most giggles of all time. I was tripping me head off. It was sick. I was having a great time, but I was just fucking very lost. So I'd gone for I said to him, listen, that's why I said I know I've done wrong, because I said for ages I was saying I need a piss. And he's like, just piss in a can. And I'm like, I can't just fucking piss in a can, mate. Like, it won't work. It'll splash everywhere. Because obviously we were far back, but we was in a nice spot far back, but it was still rammed, not rammed, but yeah, it was rammed, there was people around us and everything. Do you know what I mean? It would have splashed on someone's leg. I can't piss there. So I just said, listen, I'll just go for a quick piss and I'll find you. I know where you'll be. Looking around to try and find things what I recognised. I don't know what I thought I was doing. And then I just headed to this ice cream van, because that's what I was heading for, to have a piss. It wasn't that far back. That was a good gauge, because it wasn't that far away. Had the piss in the little campsite next to the ice cream van, walked back to the ice cream van, looked back in, and just thought, I have no idea where these are. I was looking, and it was just flashing fucking Coldplay bracelet lights looking back at me. I'm looking left to right, and I'm thinking, I wouldn't even know where to start. To have a fucking clue. Everything's all just dead weird. So then I thought, right, try. So 3 times, right? Think how bad this is, because I knew I'd walked quite a bit, but in a straight line to the ice cream van, not even walked a minute, probably walked 30 seconds or something. So I'm thinking, I have to, I'll find it. 3 times I walked into the crowd and came back out to the ice cream van, thinking, right, I'd do a little scoot a bit about. I didn't even know how far in we was. So I'd go about a bit, go in a straight line, and then when I'd think, right, this ain't the straight line, I'd start trying to find them left and right, and just have to go back to the ice cream van, and then I'd get my birds about me again, head in again. 3 times I did that, and then I finally said, listen, mate, I need the 3rd time when I got in, I just got to some tree, but We always walk to that tree if it's busy and then find somewhere from that. But I didn't realise there was only one tree at the whole of the thing. So when he's going, at the tree was at before, to me, that wasn't the tree we was at before. It was well further back. The tree that we was at before seemed closer because that's where we watched Dua Lipa from the first night. And on the Friday, and it just seemed like it was closer. And I was like, nah, not the same tree. If I'd have told him it was the same tree, if I'd just answered the question correctly, he'd have come and got me in 30 seconds. It was right there. But because I said, no, it's not the same tree, he was like, what the fuck? So then he was like, well, I'll come and get you in a bit. Oh, it was awful. I was just pissing myself. And when he came and got me, it was just, we couldn't get back in. It was impossible to get back into in the crowd. It was just, it was ending. And he had her arm around him, was like proper hugging him like this, like as if it was like a proper moment. It was a moment, I guess, if it wasn't as funny. And I was just stood behind him pissing myself. Like I just couldn't stop laughing at how bad this spot was for this thing. So every time I'd start pissing myself, because we were that far back where the speakers were just about hitting us, you could hear people talking and coughing each other. So every time I'd think it, I'd go into like a big laughing fit. He'd start laughing. I felt proper tight on her, but what can you do? That Friday night's one of the sickest nights of my life ever. And there's Saturday as well, to be fair, but Saturday was a bit hard work. So Saturday was one of them days where you just start far too early. Do you know what I mean? Big time. See, that's what Tomo, who's from Bolton, he saved me, though. Get this, yeah? So bought a fucking, what's it called? A shower and a tent, so you can actually have a shower stood up and that. Because it kills me that you can't. Let me find it. Oh, I never fucking did that. I feel like it's actually how long ago Glastonbury was. It was before so much shit, yeah. So, and then stayed up in Birkenhead the day before Glasto and realised half an hour before I needed to set off, even though I'd been there for a day and a half, I'd forgot the tent and everything and left it here. Look, how sick's that? I'd left it here. So went to Argos and bought another. Ended up being late. Well, actually, it wasn't. I ended up being late, but then something else made me later because I fucking to go and buy another one. And when I brought the Argos one back to the house, read it. It said it needs to be plugged in. Had to be plugged into a electric source to use the shower. So it was a complete waste of time. And then my mate rang me at the blue, said, have I got anything for him? And I said, mate, I'm on my way to fucking Glastonbury now. I'm leaving now. So I said, oh, but you can do me a massive favour. What time are you setting off to Glastonbury? I said, go to mum and dad's house now. I get the spare key, come into my house and fucking get my tent and that. And he did. Brought it to us on Wednesday, the best thing ever. But the only day I spent with him fully was Saturday, and it was just like a mess because we started far too early. I had a great time. I was in that healing fields, and it wasn't a regret, but you miss loads, I think, when you do that. And then because of that, I didn't see what's he called, Michael Kiwanuka. But then because of that, so they're like, come on, want to go and watch something now? Like, we're a bit bored now, just sitting in the healing fields with our feet in water. So I was like, who's on then? So they went, oh, someone's on at Level. So we was running over to Level. Yeah, get this. One of the best moments of my life ever. I promise you, top 5 moments in the hand, top 10 moments of my life. So we're running over to Levels. This is a secret thing. It had only been announced 9 hours before it happened, and I hadn't been on my phone all day, or like I don't sit on my phone at Glastonbury, or at any festival, so I hadn't seen it at all. So we run into that Level stage, blitzed, yeah, and I've got these 2 drinks in my hand, trying to not spill them, having drinks of them. Run past the fucking Lonely Heart stage. I look to my right because I recognise the tune. I'm thinking, I know this tune, but obviously with a lot of Cassie's Dead songs, you have heard them on the album, but you don't necessarily take them all in because a lot of them are filler, even though he's sick. So I was thinking, I know this song. And then I looked on the screen and he was on there with his little weird mask that he wears. And I was thinking, wow, is that Cassie's Dead? But I was thinking, it can't be. Just carried on running. And then the next thing, I looked again, and the thing was that Lamborghini that he has on all the number 23, all that visuals. And then it just said Cass. And I was like, oh my God. And I just went, I'll see you later, lads. But the thing was, none of them were near me. There was 3 of us, my mate, his bird, and my mate from Bolton. And none of them were me, and I just went boom straight into the crowd, ran into the crowd, and I was texting them. But obviously, once I got into the crowd, I didn't really have signal. I'm texting them. They're all like, every so often, a text will come through. Where are you? What the fuck happened? And I'm texting them back, like, I'll see you later. The best things happened ever. Like, I can't believe it. And I just stood there on my own watching him. And then ran out of drinks. I had to go and went to this other stage, bought 2 more drinks. Honestly, it was the best. Just watching Cassie's Dead when you don't know who's going to be on your own, like, amazing, yeah. And then get this, what he says at the end. He goes, and it was a mad set, but he did admit that he was fucked. And at the end of it, he says, right, so anyone thanks for everyone coming here. Like, I can't believe the turnout considering like no one knew about it, blah, blah, blah. I'll be at Shangri-La at fucking 3:45, 2:45, if anyone wants to come and watch a weird set. I was like, no way. And my favourite song, right before that, He's never. I've seen him. This is the third time. I've only ever seen him before. It's 2016 in Croatia at Outlook Festival. What I was talking about before, and he never did that song. And to be fair, he was terrible though. He just sat on the side of the stage. But he never did it either at the Lonely Hearts. And then the night one when it was obviously this is like, I think it was like 4 PM when we seen him at Lonely Hearts, and then when I seen him at Lonely Hearts, and the night one, he did play it, but that's a weird song, and it was a mad set because it was dark and shit. It was sick, but no one came to the first one because no one knew about it, and I couldn't blag anyone to come to the second one. I ended up watching him on my own twice. But so get this, I ended up speaking to a Cardiff fan. He asked me as well. He was probably maybe the first and only person who asked me. So he was about. I can't really tell the story because the main part of it's. No, it doesn't matter. I was with a massive, tall Cardiff fan, and he knew me. It was fucking well funny. I had a good time with him, actually. And then at the end of it as well, he was like, he was keen in me, but he was telling me about his missus and that, and that was like a escape for him, do you know what I mean, from life. And at the end of it, he was like, right, who we going to see next? I'm like, who we going to see next, mate? It's fucking 3:30 in the morning. I'm going to bed, you mad bastard. I'm not seeing no one next. It's a fucking 40-minute walk to my tent. So I got off. And he just fucking wandered off in Shangri-La. Were you at Biceps? Said that had to be stopped. Nah, they weren't there. Mate, was that in Shangri-La? I only went to Shangri-La once to watch Cassie's Dead. I wanted to go more. I would have enjoyed going more, but it was like, I don't know, I feel like I was always in bed by like 5. And if you go up there, you're out all night. And it was literally a 40-minute walk from, like, maybe even more than 40 minutes. I think it was a 40-minute walk from my tent. Like, it was far. It was at Icon. Now I wouldn't have gone, bro. That was the only time I went to Shangri-La was Saturday night. Saturday night, all the time. If I went again, I'd go up more. Definitely go up more. If he hadn't been on, I don't even think I'd have ever ended up getting up there. That's what I mean. Like, there's a few people who say they know about that, but have never been up as well. But too many. Oh, mate, it was busy up there, though. But luckily, Cassie's Dead's a bit unknown and he's rap, so it wasn't busy in his. It was busy. Like, it started when I walked in there 10 minutes before he was on, because we went to that, is it flying bus or something? Went to there first because I went up with my mate and his bird and his mum, but then they were going to come and watch Thingy, but then his mum wanted to get off, and it was awkward. Like, he can't leave his mum to walk back to their tent on their own. So he was going to come back, and I was like, nah, I'll go. I'm happy to watch him on my own. And so I went back with 10 minutes before his thing, thinking I'd rather be in there anyway because it's chocker here. And it was dead. I was buzzing, and then it did get busy where it was like busy enough, but it was never fucking rammed. But yeah, when you walk out of the show, that was at that P stage. When you walk out of there, it's fucking nuts, isn't it, how busy it is. And that flying bus was too busy as well. Like far too busy. But I would go up there more next time. Sick though, it was the best ever. What was I thinking? What's he saying? Why does that matter? The only thing better than fucking Glastonbury was England not winning the Euros. I can't believe it. I thought they were going to win it. Once they got to the final, I thought they were going to win it. They were terrible though, weren't they? When it was the game, that was the game, wasn't it? The Bellingham game was the Glasto game. Was that Bellingham game not the same game as when it was at Glastonbury? It was, wasn't it? Because I fucked off. The reason why I was at my tent in the first place, because after Shania Twain, that was, by the way, that was the only nap I had. The whole time I was there. Did you leave Bicep carried out? It was only, I didn't go Bicep. It was the only time I had a nap the whole time I was at Glasto, and it was a Sunday after Shania Twain. And I just went, listen, mate, because I was falling asleep watching Shania Twain. Me and Sean were just sat quite far back. Sean was my mate at Glastonbury. He only camped in here because all his mates paid for that Worthy farm and camped up there. But we'd get out every day. Every day I'd go out and see the 2 p.m. show, either at main stage or the other stage, to start my day. Couldn't get out early in that. I did get out early in that, like, one day. I think I was out for 12, but it's hard work, mate. But I would be up early in that, but I'd have a little mooch, get some food. Well, get a coffee. Never really eat that early. Get a coffee. I have to have a shower and everything. Get ready slowly, like, and then be out for 2. Two's early enough, because most of my mates wouldn't even be out till well past 2. And then so we watched that last day. We went and watched Paloma Faith. She ran at 2, and then left Paloma Faith for James, and then went back and watched Shania Twain. And then I said, listen, I'm going for a nap. And that's when we seen fucking Lewis Tomlinson with his TV. And it was like 70th minute, or maybe like 60th minute, and England was still losing. No, it was late. It was late in that. It was about 70th minute, 75th, 76th minute. And I was like, lad, I'm going to go to bed now. And he's like, I'm going to finish watching the game. And I felt I was asleep before Bellingham scored, or I'd have heard the whole you know, thing go off, and I didn't hear that. So then I woke up thinking, oh, what's gone on? And then realised it was fucking, they'd won 2-1. So I fell asleep for a few hours. I was back at 6 and up. Nah, it's too... Louis does that. Louis gets back late and gets up early. And I know, like, I appreciate you want to do it, but I can't do it. I'm not, like, getting in... Burn out, I'm not getting in at fucking, like, 3, 2. I'll be getting back at, like, 4, 5. 4, 5, like, my sweet spot. But then I'm obviously not falling asleep till about 6. It takes about an hour to get sleep in your tent. And then I'd like to be up like 11, 10, 11. The latest night I got to sleep was Saturday night, yeah. I couldn't believe it. That's why I probably needed that nap. No, was it? No, this is Friday night. Friday night, sorry, was my latest night getting to sleep. Oh, no, that's what I mean, Danny. You get back, but sometimes it's nice just being lying there, innit? And just, you know, just being like, whoa, like I'm on my own. And like, finally, like difference out of everything, yeah. Finally going on your, what's it called? Finally going on your phone for a bit. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like it sounds like proper like, why do you want to be on your phone? But it does, do you know, for a little bit, it's not too bad being on your phone and just chilling and lying there. The only thing I regret is my sleeping bag was one of them proper mummy ones, and I feel like I'm not, because when was the last time I used a sleeping bag? Was it Lost Village? I feel like that was, oh no, I left my sleeping bag at Lost Village, so that must, I don't know where that was. It was just in the shed at the fucking, the Airbnb thing. I was thinking, oh, a sleeping bag, and I used it, and it was like a cocoon at the bottom. Oh, I felt horrible sleeping that, like claustrophobia. I don't feel like I didn't even think I had claustrophobia, but I actually felt it in that. So I'd sleep with it unzipped and get that Friday night, right? I'll never believe this, yeah. 6:15, I sent my last text message to somebody I was speaking to, right? Yeah, saying like basically not saying good night, but basically like saying I am going to fall asleep soon, and I fell asleep 6:15. Yeah, no, sorry, 6:45, 6:45, 6:45. That was my latest night getting to sleep. Yeah, 6:45. And then 42, basically 2:45. So like, is that 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours later. So listen, at 6:45, it was freezing. We were both saying how cold it was in our separate tents, like how literally freezing cold it was. I was like trying to get I had put my trackies on, and I was in a hoodie. Not this hoodie, my jacket that I had. I was in that, and I'd wrapped the sleeping bag around me and everything. And then woke up 2 hours later, yeah, mate. I thought I was going to die. It was the hottest. I've never seen heat like it ever. It was so hot. Like, because I'd zipped up the thing fully as well, thinking that was keeping the cold in, because I'd always leave a bit of the thing open. It, honestly, I can't tell you how hot the inside of the tent was. It was the most, felt like I was, like when you wake up in the tent in Outlook, because we was in fucking Croatia and got there so late that we had to camp in the middle of a field. It felt like that again. I fucking slid my thing straight up and put my head out. Oh, it was awful. 2 hours later, I can't get over it. How does that happen in 2 hours? Talking about the sun, mate. That was one thing as well. I've always slagged on it more as well, because of how hard it is to get tickets, and because mine was mental. Yeah, how mad was it, Rob? Because it was like I never needed a jacket or anything at night. And one night I wore this for my mate's mum because she bought it and like didn't put it on, so I had it on. But I was in shorts and t-shirt all the time I was there, so I never needed it at night. It was always a bit, the temperature dropped, but it weren't freezing or cold. But then roasting in the morning in your tent. But getting that weather was just unreal. The Friday when the weather dipped a little bit weren't that sad, was it? You get up for 3 hours. Yeah, suddenly, yeah, waking up. That's probably why you get up, yeah. Because for how late you go to sleep, you never sleep in. Like, if I went to sleep at that time in England, it wasn't England, but at home, I would wake up hours later. Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously wake up hours and hours and hours later. If I might have just, because I've just thought of what I'm saying then, I've just thought about a thing. Why we... Anyway, it's not that important now, but it's just something mad that's just come into my head. What was I saying then? But the weather was unreal, but that's another thing where I flagged it off, because I always thought, I'm not that arsed about going, because growing up, I saw so many festivals, like Glasto, Leeds and all them, and V-Fest back in, like, them ones where I wouldn't go to them, but I'd see them on Twitter and stuff. Washouts, floods, do you know what I mean? And then how bad was the weather before, the weeks before Glasto? And it had only really got in my head, like, when June came and the weather was terrible, and I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to actually rain for the whole time we're there. Like, it was, if it had been pissing it down, like proper bad rain, when it got to the, like, for days, and it was forecasted that all week, I wouldn't have gone on the Monday, I wouldn't have gone there. I'd have just fucked it off. Can you believe we went on the Monday, by the way? Monday. Long time that to go for 7 days, the Monday. It's hard to, I couldn't ever get annoyed with going on the Monday, because the Monday was sick. Monday day and night was fucking sick. Probably one of the best days I was there. And then Tuesday was probably top 2 of the days we were there. Tuesday, yeah. We camped at, so we drove there in a camper van, but I wasn't actually in the camper van in Glasto because it was fucking, they paid thousands for this camper van. I would fucking throwing in for that. I would just camp. I'll camp everywhere. I'll never pay for camping more ever. I'll never pay to upgrade my campsite, and I'll never pay anything. I'll just camp with the rough-uns, right? And Tuesday though, they said you couldn't pitch the tent till we stayed in the hotel on Monday, but on Tuesday we was pitching the camper van up and staying in the camper van. Mate of mine, but one of them TP tents that are already up when you arrive and got there full of squatters. Shut up! What, people just went in it? Did she manage to get rid of them though? Did they get rid of them in the end, or did they stay there? Like actual squatters, or just people who were in the festival? Or do you mean like squatters, as in nothing to do with the festival, or just somehow got in and been in there? Festival couldn't move them because the squatters. Shut up! You're lying. What? Had they been there for a while? They've been squatting in the TP for a while. Them TPs must go up quite early, then I'm guessing, to qualify for squatters' rights. No way. Actual squatters. Ha ha ha. What happened? Where did she stay? Listen, back to the Tuesday, but that's actually sick. So we went to Morrison's, got loads of stuff for food, got loads of drinks and that, and then went and pitched the tent up. We pitched the camper van up an hour early, but get this 4 pitches for camper vans. Guess the one that we was on, and they do move you as well if you're not on it. And we was on the right one, pitch 2. So get this, from 12 o'clock when we pitched it up, I sat on a red beanbag, obviously occasionally getting up and going for a piss, or getting up and nipping inside the camper for more beer, or walking over to the benches so you could see up the tour and just having a look if it was busy and stuff. But from 12 o'clock till about 7:30 when we set off to the tour, I was lying in the sun, just drinking cider, right? Just nailing cider after cider after cider after cider. And like everyone else was out there for ages. Louis had a good shift. He was out there by far the most, but at all different points. At one point there was just me sat in the sun, and I was like, not really like digging them out because they weren't digging me, like saying anything out, but I was thinking in my head, like, I did put them on my story, like calling them shade niggas because they were in the shade, and I was like thinking, like, why are you using the shade? But I was in the sun, but they must have knew. They must have 100% knew. But even I was thinking, like, I weren't thinking that in my head how bad it was going to affect me on the Wednesday. I was just thinking they're thinking maybe sunburn, and I couldn't get sunburn. It's impossible for me to sunburn now. I've already burnt this year. And the Wednesday, yeah, I woke up on that Wednesday, and thank God it only took us half an hour to get in, because I always thought I was going to die. I've never felt, maybe twice in my life I've ever felt that ever before. I had like, my head was like, it felt like I'd been drilled in the side of my head, but also that it couldn't get out of anywhere. The most pressure I've ever had in my life. I was fucking sweating, but I was freezing, aching all over my body, dizzy and everything. Like dehydrated. I felt weak. I've never had sunstroke like it in my life ever. Not fucking sunburn, just sunstroke type. My head, it was awful. And then fucking thinking we're gonna have to go and wait in this fucking Glasto queue. Just get this, yeah. We jump out the camper van, and the guy goes, "Yes, cop that. I had you on before. And the next door neighbour, because he was all in the garden and you came on, he asked if you was thingy. What's he called? A-Star." I said, "Nah." They must all just hear one Scouse accent up here. I said, "Nah, it's not A-Star." You got confused as A-Star. The Louvre, mate. The Louvre's in constant rotation. Do you know why? Because I can't, like, swatch. I can't stop listening to Drake since the rap beef, right? So this is I've got a playlist here, and it's 2,000 songs long, right? But what I do in this, no, not that 2,000 songs, 1,717 songs, but I only have that playlist. I don't have little playlists inside it. I just have hosting, which is like a less aggressive playlist if I have people around, shuffle, cul-de-sac, and favourite songs. The favourite song things you can't change. It's just songs you favoured. I would rather not have it there. And cul-de-sacs are because that's not an album that exists on anything, so I actually have to fucking download that and add it to my phone through fucking that piff, whatever it's called. So, but in the playlist, obviously you don't want to just press shuffle all the time. I have a little playlist, and this has been my playlist since March in the playlist. Obviously, if you add it to it, listen to how many Drake songs are in this. So, All You Went, which is featuring Drake. So it starts, no, you know what, it just starts at, you can see it starts at Ploma Faith, but then fucking Taylor Swift had a little go when I seen her, but then it goes straight to Drake. It's Drake. Has anyone heard that new song by Lola Young? I've never heard of her before in my life, and then I heard her on I went on that browse and just pressed play on whose new song was I listening to yesterday, and then it went through all the new songs, and her song's coming out. I've not stopped listening now for 2 days, but it'll never kick off this Drake phase I'm in. I can't believe I like Drake. How am I going to be a Drake fan? I think I'll go off him, I think it's just a phase, and I'll go off him by the end of the summer. I think he's very summery, innit? That's what everyone says. I can't like Drake. It's impossible. I fucking despise the guy. Yeah, I can't believe that with the squatters. But yeah, the Wednesday, I just couldn't believe it. But we walked from the camper van, and we go down like all these mad ways, and people keep saying you need to go. Sort of, Danny, but no, not at all in the grand scheme of things, not at all. But in just the rapping, Drake definitely won. But then the show happened and the music video happened and now the public perception of everything. So no, Drake never won, no. But if you stop at the Heart Part 6, where Kendrick's ignored him and not done a song back, Drake's won. But then that show, I can't believe that show happened. I can't believe it happened and how it happened. So yeah, no, Kendrick 100% won, yeah. Murdered him in the end, but did not win the war of words at all. And I feel like people who think he did are bad liars. I can't stop listening to him. But yeah, listen, last bit on the Glasto bit. So then we walked to why would I give this away on here? Because I'll try that again next year. I'll try that every year. Never mind, actually. Never fucking mind how we got in half an hour. But we got in half an hour, and it was the best thing ever. These girls who was in front of us, right? So her bag was like this girl, she fell fucking back. No word of lie, asked Ben. She fucking fell back on her back. Her bag was like so we helped her up. And anyway, started getting chatting to these three birds, just like being nice and that. And they were like, so what time did you get in the queue? We was like 10 minutes ago, literally. They was like, what? We've been here since 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Could you imagine? Got in at fucking 7:30. I did MMA. I did watch the Jake Paul fight, yeah. But I was saying I was going to wake up for that. I thought I've not really got much on Sunday. I needed to go up to Birkenhead, but I could set off a bit later. If I'm going to wake up for that, and then it got to about fucking midnight last night, and I was thinking, why am I going to wake up for a Jake Paul fight? So I did actually watch it this morning. Yeah, I had my phone on the side while I was doing a few jobs and watched it. Just Mike Perry's just dead small, innit? Jake Paul, I seen fucking Aljamain Sterling. I'm in a group chat, right? An MMA and boxing group chat on WhatsApp, and do you know what? It's muted, but I get a lot of information, especially when I'm not on Twitter. It's good because I get news from it, but I can't keep up with how busy it is. And someone sent Aljamain Sterling's screenshot of his tweeting saying that people are now waking up to it because there's a lot of Jake Paul fans actually in the group chat, but they don't really, the casual boxing and MMA fans, if that makes sense. They're saying, oh, give him some time, he could be good. He'll never be good. Did you watch the fight? Can you see how easy he would be to beat? He can't fight inside. He cannot fight inside at all. No inside fighting. And when he acting like I have a clue, he would obviously put me to sleep, but just watching it when you've got any sort of an eye for boxing, when he throws a punch, he always lifts his head up and falls in with the punch just because he's a novice, like he's a super raw novice. Think about it, he's been boxing for about he's like 5 years now, maybe 4 or 5 years. Like he's been boxing for like maybe 5 years. People box from like 5 years old. People go to boxing clubs at like 5 years old. Like he's like a raw novice. So it's not knocking him for saying, I'm not criticizing him. He's done well with how long he's been boxing. But any competent boxer would KO Jake Paul every single round with an uppercut because he leaves himself open to it all the time. Pereira would kill him, yeah. No, listen, Pereira is a kickboxer, so even though it's like completely different, and I know like, well, he's like a proper fighter, and he's got proper kickboxing's a bit different to like some of these who have had a bit of striking. Like kickboxing is probably, it's not the closest thing to boxing, but it's closer to boxing than like Muay Thai and, do you know what I mean? These sort of other striking options. Pereira would kill him, yeah. But he knows why he's calling Pereira. The UFC are not letting Pereira fight Jake Paul just in case he lost. Do you know what I mean? How sick would that be though if Dana White was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. We'll take a big cream off it because I think he knows Pereira would beat Jake Paul. I think if Dana White let that happen, Jake Paul wouldn't even really take it in the end. But he's going to fight Tyson. He's going to fight Tyson in November, and then surely they're going to make this cash out fight happen. Him and KSI. That has to happen for him to make serious money. I've just agreed. Pereira would kill him. Obviously, even I've said in boxing, he would kill him. He'd batter him. He would win. Pereira would win even in boxing. The one thing Jake Paul hasn't got in him yet, and maybe I wouldn't if I was a boxer, but I've had fights and I feel like I do it when it comes to the nitty gritty. Yeah. Then just from watching him, even look at the thing where he's flinching all the time. I think he ain't got that dog in him. He ain't got the dog in him. No dog. He has minus dog. All right, not above. He has minus dog in him. You've missed all the Glasto talk. We've explained the full tree story. This cough is ruining my life and has been for 6-7 weeks. The worst one is the first one of the day. You know, because you've been sleeping and your mouth's all dry. I cough every morning. This has been happening now. Bastard, I've seen your Insta post. Just seen your Insta post. Which one's this about? Oh, what? You're cutting me off guard. Which one have I done? Oh, you've just seen my thing. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You're too busy to be in here, mate. What was I saying? What was I saying then? Darren Till sniffing about too. Darren Till would be good for Jake Paul. That'd be a good one. But he needs to. But Jake Paul's obsessed with getting a big fight in England, and I think he'd do that with Darren. He could get that with Darren Till. Do you think he'd beat Darren Till? I think Darren Till would be really good because he's been boxing for like a couple of years now, isn't it? With Liam Smith and all them lot. And what's that guy called? His coach is good. Did you see his coach when it all kicked off in fingers? So I got told right in a proper like nice way. I put a tweet about was it when Liam Smith went to him? Yeah, I think when Liam Smith left. Who bounced from trainer to trainer then went with him? Oh, no, it was when Josh Taylor went with him. Someone went with him anyway, and I done a tweet saying, like, who the fuck is this guy's new trainer? It must have been Liam Smith because he was the first with him. And someone was like, listen, mate, don't say nothing about him because him and his mates are fucking serious and you'll definitely get a message or someone will say something to you and say, it's not worth it. So I was like, all right then. But then from then I knew that Joe McNally, from then I knew. And have you seen when it kicks off in Dubai, mate? He's straight in the. He must be sick. But yeah, I think Till might end up being good at it. I think he could be all right. That's why I think. But I think the Chavez fight was like perfect because did anyone see the Chavez fight in the end against? I think I watched that as well. He's bad, but obviously Fingy was like too much of a novice for it to be any good. But Chavez is really, really, really bad. If you like have anything about you'd beat him. And if Till beat Chavez, is a massive win. So I think they'll probably try and get him the Chavez fight in November. Can Till get into America though? Because if you think when we went to New York, he fucking struggled. Then remember, we were thinking he weren't getting in, and then he put that picture of him saying like, "Oh, who was worried?" And he was on the plane and he had them fucking Burberry trainers on. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, Josh Taylor definitely is with McNally, but I remember it was the first big profile name that went with him. I think it was Liam Smith. It would have been Liam Smith because Liam Smith went with him out of nowhere, didn't he? He was with Joe Gallagher. Then didn't he leave Joe Gallagher, Liam Smith for someone else, and then he was just random with. But nothing ever got said. But then he was just with Joe McNally, or maybe he left him. I know Josh Taylor was with him. I think Josh Taylor's gone worse on him, but I also think Josh Taylor's shot now. Do you know what I mean? What? Who asked about the UFC before as well? I forgot. That was the only question I thought I'll go back to. The UFC this weekend about start time. It is shit, and it's the reason why I'm not going. I would have definitely, like 1,000,000% I was going to that, but I just can't be asked about start time. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I just can't, honestly. I'm having like a party for it instead, a gaff for it. So I think that'll actually, well, obviously won't be better, but they're all bounce coach these fellas. I know usually when they get lost and when they lose it, like I can imagine it's hard to take and you just blame everyone else. It's just easy to get a new coach. Sometimes as well, they need new coaches, not all of them, but sometimes I feel like they need a new coach to freshen things up or learn more. I'm going, mate. You can get off, mate. Don't worry. We've only not got long left anyway. But I'm for an hour and fucking 2 minutes. No, I think. Do you know with Aspinall, right? Are we sure he's not a hype train? I know he beat Pavlovich, but Pavlovich just lost again to Volkov. Like he's never been past the first or second round, has he? Like he was getting touched up by Blades as well. Like he might beat Blades again, but then I just think like, is there not going to be a loss with Aspinall where we all think, oh right, yeah, he wasn't that good, and we all just laugh at the fact that we was questioning Jones beating him? I think Jones might fight Pereira though. Oh, this is a coin, mate. Are you going? Have you got a ticket? Oh, I can't be asked going. I know why you're fucking going. If I go, and I can't go now. I've got a party. I can't let everyone down. This party's been supposed to be happening since April, and I've had to let them down. You were the root cause of me letting them down last time. There's actually tickets on fucking Twickets for less than face value. 2 there. 2, 1. Someone's accepting offers. 2 of the 280 quid tickets. 280 quid, mate, for the fucking second tier. They're taking the piss, mate. Do you think I'm not paying that, mate? He was getting touched up, didn't he, in those 6 seconds? I think he's a hype train, MMA. I agree with you. I actually think he's a hype train. I was saying that, but maybe it's just because he's English and like I don't like hype trains. But I think he is. I think he'll maybe beat Blades and maybe somehow he'll manage to like popular himself into outweighting Jones and win the whole thing. But I don't think he'll ever go down as like being amazing. What's in that? Orange juice. Ran out of Pepsi. No, I'm saying, yeah, it was obviously a 2. I'm not saying take anything from it. I'm just saying he was getting touched up on the feet by a fucking wrestler. He got like a few shots landed on him. I'm not using that against him or at all. I'm just saying he got touched up by Curtis fucking Blades, who can't punch, who can't strike. But probably, I don't know, will he beat Blades again? Blades could beat him. Blades is fucking good, you know. How sick is that card, by the way? I was looking at the card before. I can't believe it. I knew it was already good. I knew the main card was sick. The main card's always been sick. But then There's 3 other fights I want to watch on the 3 or 4. There's 3 other fights I want to watch on the prelims as well. That's good though, because we're going out for it and then coming back here. And you don't want to be coming back here super late, do you? You want to be back here at a decent time. So getting back here for the prelims is good. It'd be 11 when the prelim start. That's a perfect time to get back. Yeah, the Molly, obviously, meatball fight. Nathaniel Wood versus Pineda. I don't mind that Pineda guy. I've seen him fight before. Oh, I thought there was another one on the... I don't care. Oh, yeah, Orban Elliott. I like him because of... I'll miss him then. I'll probably just watch him when I'm out. Orban Elliott, because I like him from the Aerial Show. Yeah, I think Mokaev versus Cape's a good one as well. And that's definitely 1,000,000% a number 1 contender fight. Yes, Mike. Mike, we're getting off in about a minute. Time to fucking call this. Actually, no, not yes, Mike. Fuck Mike. How do I fucking take his fucking thing off him? Mokaev versus Cape's a good fight, and I think the winner of that's definitely fighting Pantoja because he's run out of people to fight. Yeah, it's going to be a sick fight, and that I would rather fucking Cape win. But then again, if Mokaev wins, he's 100% getting the shot. I think the Cape's had a lot of problems getting to the cage, hasn't he? Weight misses, injuries, so yeah, they'd probably give it him. But even the Arnold Allen fight, that's a sick fight. Bobby Green can beat Paddy, you know. I think Paddy's going to win. And I do want Yes to win. And I do want Paddy to win. But Paddy could fucking lose that, you know, I promise you. Bobby Green's not terrible. Bobby Green is old and he's weathered. But he's sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not good. 3 or 4, Stefan. Where's Stefan been? As if you're just getting in as well. You and Mike turning up at this time and you actually think you can ask me questions. Fucking disgraceful. We're talking about 3 or 4. I think the card's sick. Bobby's game, innit? He's like, oh, should we be calling him King Green? I'll never call him King Green, ever. Bobby Green. I keep seeing people saying, and people are telling me as well, but I was going to beat Leon. Not having this. Can't get involved in this talk. You must know a lot of these on this card. I was a bad casual one before McGregor got me involved. Now I fucking love MMA. I do love boxing, though. This year's brought me back into boxing. I'm watching a lot of boxing. Like, I'm actually fucking enjoying boxing again. And I never thought that day had come. Never thought for the last 2 years, I've not been into it. Been out for Chinese, stomachs and bits. You see my stomach, what I ate yesterday, mate? Fuck me. I've never had a day on the food. Like, I've had shits all day. And I made spag bol before, and I've had 1 bowl of it while I was making it. Partly because I knew I was doing this and didn't want to know how my stomach was going to be, and I've not had it. I've had nothing all day because of how bad my stomach was. Yeah, watch this. We'll get off on this because it's been an hour and 5 minutes. This has been sick, though. This is a good live chat. So I need to be regular and on time for them to be good. I will be, promise you. I've got nothing coming on for the next few weeks. So this is the promise because I've got literally nothing coming on. I'm just going to be losing weight, so I can lose weight. I can actually lose weight and be on here. It's not like where I've got plans all the time. I've got no plans now till... Well, I've got plans, but on Fridays and Saturdays, which don't affect this. Right, how do you go on the archive? Yeah, look at these. Look at my food journey yesterday. You won't believe the last one. What date is it? July 21st? Is that yesterday? Was that today? Right, look at this. 20th. Right, this is the food I ate. And I was in Leicester first. So we went on a road trip to Leicester, yeah? Right? Back of the car. And in Leicester, I had a Greg's. And I had a sausage roll and a pasty. And on the way to Leicester, actually, my mum bought me and my niece butties. So I had a southern fried chicken wrap and maybe like 4 packs of crisp in Leicester. And I got home, and this is what I had, look. Right, so it's already late. Pot noodle butty, yeah, was the start. Pot noodle butty. And a chicken patty, right? Then these. Gastro chicken tendons. You had to defrost the sauce. What sauce I'd had in all my life. But the things were good. Why is the picture of the actual thing not on? I put a full thing of them because they were fucking unreal. They were actually really nice. So look, I had to make my own sauce from them. They were good. They were like really good. Like they weren't fucking cheap either, actually. So I'm glad they were fucking good. Then I had some fucking coca noodles. This is all in the space. This is all between 7. Pot noodle butty. Ever made you have a pot noodle butty? Spicy stir fried pot noodles. I had, get this, a record 11 ice pops yesterday. 11 ice pops on Saturday, yesterday. I'm fucking addicted to them. I bought 40 on Wednesday, and I had to buy more today. Sounds class. I'll give it a try. Never had a pot noodle butty, never. What? Has to be pot noodle on toast. Like, what are you talking about, Danny? I had this yesterday. When would it ever be toast? Yes, Paul. I know Paul's a pot noodle guy, pot noodle butty guy.
Mike, that's the fucking problem, mate. I am about 24 stone. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. That's why I'm starting a diet tomorrow. I am currently the heaviest I've ever been. Just been saying, because you weren't here at the start, mate. You were fucking gallivanting doing other things. I weren't about it. I've somehow managed to not be fat at Christmas. I'm always big at Christmas. First time in years I've not been fat at Christmas. Wasn't fat when I went away in February. Wasn't fat on my birthday in March. Wasn't fat when I went away again in fucking April. I managed to be fat at the start of summer. Fat for Glasto. Fat for my holiday last week. I cannot believe it. I've done it to myself. But I know I've done it to myself because I've been eating like this since April and not going to the gym. It's terrible. But anyway, ice pops, yeah. And then, I wonder if people will be offended by my last one. So the last thing I ate, potato waffles. Look what I did with them though. Are people going to say groundbreaking or are people going to say terrible? Philadelphia on one and butter on the other. Philadelphia on one, butter on the other. What do we reckon? They were unreal. Before you do your judgments, they were unreal. Unreal. Loved every minute of it. I'd do it again. In fact, I probably will do it again tonight. Absolute Christmas crap. Nah, it was nice, honestly. Toast. Nah, Danny, I don't want crunch on a pot noodle butty, Tom. Danny, I want it. Paul, would you have butter? The bread needs loads of butter, mate. I got to choose look how much butter I had on these. Do you know what I did? I melted the butter first and poured it all on it. You won't get more butter on a fucking piece of bread. Oh, it's today's. You won't get more butter on a piece of bread than that. Look at how it's literally soaked in fucking melted butter. You don't Philly and cheese melted. Give it a go tonight. Philly and melted cheese on what? You need that waffles because they're too dry on their own. Yeah, but usually I'll just have waffles with a bit of mayo. But yeah, that's what I had at the end of the day. I've had shits all day, literally all day. I've had shits. I couldn't get out of my house till 11 o'clock this morning because I was on and off the toilet all the time, and I had an hour drive. And I thought, there's no way I can start an hour drive yet. 11 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to be there by 10. On the waffles, you fool. All right. Philly and melted cheese. I've got loads of cheese as well. Possibly, I might give that a go, Stefan. Yeah, I might give that a go. But it's always toast. Always has to be toast. No sense doing these and losing weight. You've seen your snacking habits after a small. Yeah, but this is one day a week would have been bad. I always have a cheat day anyway, so it'd be perfect if I could do these every Sunday, but it's impossible with the fucking new arrangement in my life. But Thursdays is possible every Thursday. But then I will do them on Thursdays. Beans on a waffle. No way. Beans would be all right on a waffle because I have beans on my breakfast and a waffle on my breakfast. Swear you've always got shits. I have, Paul. I said this at Glasto, yeah, and this is definitely the truth. I have just I've never gone and seen anybody for it. I went and seen somebody for it then, but I've never since gone back or anything. Do you know what I mean? But since 2019, yeah, 2019. So you're talking, 5 years, yeah, half a decade. I've had shits. I've not had a solid actual. I promise you, not a solid where it's like a log poo in 5 years. Don't happen. But it's 100% my eating habits because I found out everything I'm allergic to. Shouldn't have greasy foods. Shouldn't have dairy. Shouldn't have greasy foods, dairy. What's the ones are there? There's loads of us. Garlic. Shouldn't have garlic. Not really supposed to have processed food either. Yeah, that's what I've got, Paul. I know, but I'm just saying these are foods I shouldn't have, and I fucking do. I eat them all. I have garlic in everything I make. Instead of using what's it called? Most cooking oil and stuff. Sometimes I'll use that coconut oil, but mostly I just use butter. I'll be gonna come back and you're talking about ruddy shits, lads. What's going on? Paddy, you're missing it. We've got to a good conversation here. I said I was getting off fucking 10 minutes ago. Do you know how dark it is in my kitchen since I started this, but it's still bright in here. It's all right. Fucking well dark. Oh, well, that's worse. Get it back off. How much are you weighing? It's got nothing to do with you. I'll announce it tomorrow when I start my weight loss journey before Ibiza. Get loads of fibre in your diet. Nah, there's nothing really in fibre I like. Bananas. I don't like bananas. I know MMA, but listen, I know, there you go. Think about that. No dairy, and I had fucking butter and cheese on a fucking thingy. And bear in mind, that was at 12:30 in the morning. This morning, I've had shits all day. Pointless going out to these habits doesn't even exist. It's just something. I know. They just told me to go on Buscapin. Mike, no, not that heavy, mate. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? I'm bad, but I'm not that heavy. Fuck you, Mike. Anyway, how about that? I'm always supportive towards you, and you're fucking horrible to me. He's saying he's going to try and grapple Paddy, though. Surely he won't grapple Paddy. I know, Mike, but the reason why I made Spag Ball is because I needed something quick that's nice and not just something shit for JJ's thingy tomorrow. dinner tomorrow, tea tomorrow, and maybe my tea tomorrow. But no, because I'm doing a diet tomorrow. I'm going to do the carnivore thing for a week to see if I like it. Well, still fasting as well. Only because I don't think I'm jumping on the phase. Just because I feel like I can eat all that food and enjoy it happily. I can eat fucking bacon and sausages and shit like that and burgers with it. I don't need all the bread. That's all filler to me. I enjoy it, but I don't need it. I can eat it all and enjoy all that diet. So I'm going to try that for a week, see how I like it, and then if I like it, carry it on and do fasting as well. So I needed something nice for JJ's dinner tomorrow, at tea tomorrow. And I thought spag bol. I like spag bol now. No, microwave's nice. You'll like it now. I'm only messing. No, I don't think I'm 16.3. I'm not weighing myself till tomorrow. I weighed myself like 2 weeks ago just before I went on holiday and I was big. No way am I ever signing up to an Ironman in my life. Are you fucking crazy? Well, they're the things that you sign up to and then you just regret. The more regret you've ever had in your life 3 months before. No, never, ever. Or 2 months before, the month before, the week before, mate. I'll never sign up to anything like that. I'm fucking Ironman. Do you know what we not even spoke about? Southgate in England. And I wanted to speak about Southgate in England. But we'll fuck it off. I'm going. An hour and 15 minutes because I want to eat that fucking spag bol. It's getting late now. What time is it? 20 to 9 having my tea. But do you know what? I couldn't have even probably had spag bol until maybe an hour ago. 8 o'clock-ish. My stomach was all right by then. But yeah, this has been amazing. This is for not the first time. I enjoyed the last one as well, but this has been good. This is really good. I enjoyed this one. Right, I'll be back. I promise on Thursday. And we'll talk about Southgate, the fucking bald idiot who's in charge of Liverpool. And I'll definitely ask 4 questions. So I've got at least some sort of like structure to the show with a list of questions. But yeah, been fun. Bye. I'm going fucking eating spag bol and then whatever.